Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. So since the last video we've seen Bitcoin spike a little bit. This does not make us bullish. As I said, should Bitcoin go higher, it has probably already seen a swing low here and it's just moving up in a corrective wave pattern, which should then follow to the downside again. At the moment I do not see here any major bullish prospects to really do that and really get much more bullish. Bitcoin would need to do a lot more. All I see at the moment is in the most likely scenario, just a B wave to the upside. Yeah, it's a slightly changed wave count to before, but so far we have obviously seen that low. We looked at a new low and we expected a new low. We saw that new low overnight. In my opinion, we are not here in any kind of bullish wave pattern. We are doing at the moment just a three-wave structure to the upside, which is, in my opinion, a B wave, because in this wave structure to the downside, a so-called ending diagonal for Bitcoin, I've got the wave 4 high here at 18,180. I think in the previous video I still had it here as a triangle, but these were the two options that I talked about in previous videos, either the wave 4 here or here. And if we have it here, then it's looking like this was a wave 1, here a 2, we now in a wave 3. This would be an ABC pattern based on it being, or the whole move of a wave 5 being an ending diagonal. If I put the wave 1 here, then this can be counted as a 3-wave move as well. And then all the waves within that ending diagonal have to be counted as 3-wave moves. Or to be fair, I think I might actually have had it in the previous video, that wave count. I can't remember, to be honest. But we are still in the overall bearish scenario here. I had one comment in one of the previous videos that there is no bullish scenario at the moment. And why that is the case. And that is purely the case because Bitcoin has made a new low. From here, surely, the overall bear market low could be in. Of course it could. But there is no way to say that until you see the market create a 5-wave structure to the upside. As soon as we see the first impulse that is relevant to the upside, then we can add another bullish case here. But until we see, because Bitcoin has made a new low, so there is currently no, I mean, with Ethereum, we, for example, have a 1-2 setup where we can look at possible new highs following. With Bitcoin, we don't have that. Surely Bitcoin could have finished the bear market low here at 15.5K. I don't believe it, really, not at the moment, not without seeing much more of the Bitcoin price showing some bullish potential. Yeah, what we need to see is obviously we need to get a signal. Otherwise, we've just made a new low and can say, yeah, possibly it has made a new low and possibly the bear market low was in, because from now on it's basically, you know, we are basically in a situation where every low could be the last one, but it is more likely that we're now getting into the range around 14.5K. Not in a straight line, because if this is an ending diagonal, it is messy price action. That's the whole point of having diagonal patterns, because if you know, a diagonal pattern is not an impulse. It is when the selling pressure gets reduced. It is when the sellers are running out of steam, and that is basically usually the case towards the end of a downtrend. Now, of course, this could still go down to 14.5K, 14K, maybe even lower, but it looks very much like a diagonal. There is also another structure that is possible to understand it, the whole thing, but it would be a very similar outcome. So what I have on the chart here, and I just need to add this ABC, I deleted it at some point for some reason, BC. So my view of seeing this as a diagonal, the whole thing, actually from the high at 25.2K to the downside, the way I see it is as a 3-wave move, A, B, and C, and that we're here in a 5-wave structure to the downside. That this was a wave 1, here a wave 2, here a 3, this a 4, and there will be a 5. There's one more way of how this can be understood as an overall Elliott Wave triangle, no, not triangle, but an ending diagonal. And that would be a scenario in which I do not count this as an ABC, but a 5-wave move. That's possible as well. It just means slightly different targets, but it leads to a very similar outcome. So I wouldn't get too hung up on that. But that would be that from here we moved down in a wave 1. This is a wave 2. This is a wave 3. There will be a wave 4, which will be a bit of a more substantial move to the upside. So if we see us go maybe to 18K, it would not be bullish necessarily. And then there would be another wave down as well. And all of this points sort of into the region 14 to 14.5K. If we break lower, then the next support would be 10.5K. I don't necessarily see it go any lower than that, right? 10.5 is already, you know, for an extreme case. I mentioned it before, it's of course possible, even below 10.5K is possible. Nothing would surprise me in the current market environment, but we also need to say that in an environment where basically everybody is expecting the 10K, the 5K, it is usually not happening. So again, it's worth, despite all the bearish news in the market and everything, it is worth to do bottom watching. I'm not sure if that is the best terminology, but to watch out for bottoms really, and to understand that every low could really be the last one, and just to be on high alert for any impulses to the upside. But usually there's no reason to panic, because if Bitcoin starts to move up from here, it would only be the very beginning anyway. So it would need to create a 5-wave structure up. It would need to create a 3-wave structure down. And that is then usually the ideal entry point in a classical Elliott Wave scenario and interpretation. But yeah, at the moment, my view is that we have here a wave, that we have this scenario that we came down in a 1, moved up in a 2, we're now in the 3. The wave 3 consists of ABC. This here is a B wave retracement, and in this B wave, and I believe that as long as we are below 16.8K, if we go above that, then there's another possibility where we could obviously move all the way up to maybe 18K, but we'll cover that should we get to that. That would be a scenario where basically the one that I just showed you with that higher wave 4. But maybe I'll put that on the chart in one of the next videos should we get above 16.8K, because this wave B is most likely going to retrace here into the current region anyway. So into this region between 16.1K, so that's basically where we currently are, and the 78.6% FIB level, which is roughly 16.8K. If I move these, there you go, 16.8K. Any move above that would be unlikely for such a wave B. So from anywhere in here, I would expect the reversal. If not, if we push higher, then it is a different wave pattern. Then I might actually move to that ending diagonal that I showed you. But you can see here on the 4 hour, we bounced off the 50 line of the RSI. So currently some temporary resistance here. And overall, this is not yet bullish. Yeah, much more would need to happen for that. At the moment, I see all of this as a corrective move to the upside. Okay, and that's my update about Bitcoin. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.